Let me say something that might surprise you. Hard work does not build wealth. I know that sounds wrong. I know it goes against what many of us were taught. And I know some people may feel uncomfortable hearing that. But stay with me. Because today I want to show you something that can change how you see money, success, and even your future. Most people work very hard. Some work 2 jobs. Some work long hours. Some are tired every day, and yet they are still struggling. So the question becomes, if hard work really builds wealth, why are so many hard-working people still broke? That's what we're going to talk about today. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why systems build wealth, how your mindset controls your money, and how to stop fighting life and start flowing with it. So the big idea: hard work is not bad. Effort is not bad. Discipline is not bad. But hard work without systems leads to burnout, not wealth. Wealth comes from structure. Wealth comes from order. Wealth comes from alignment. And that applies to your credit, your business, and your life. That's why everything I teach is built around one simple truth. What you believe shapes how you feel. How you feel shapes how you act. And how you act shapes your results. Now, I want to share this story about someone who is one of the hardest workers that I've ever known. We'll call him Mike. Mike was one of the hardest workers I had ever seen in my life. He showed up early, stayed late, never complained, always said yes. If hard work was enough, Mike should have been rich, but he wasn't. Mike lived paycheck to paycheck. Every emergency felt like a crisis. Every bill felt heavy. One day I asked him a very simple question. Mike, do you know how money actually works? He paused. Then he said, I just know I need to work harder. That was the problem. Mike was using effort to solve a system problem. Now, why hard work feels safe? Hard work feels safe because it's familiar. Many of us were taught, work hard, be loyal, don't ask questions, wait your turn. But wealth doesn't come from waiting. Wealth comes from understanding how things actually work. Hard work keeps you busy. Systems make you wealthy. So what is a system? Well, a system in a simple way is a smart setup that works even when you are resting. An example, a credit system builds your score over time. A business system makes money without you doing everything. A money system tells your dollars where to go. If you don't have systems, you become the system. And when you are the system, you get tired, you get stressed, you stop growing. Now, let me give you another story. Same effort, but different result. 2 people, same job, same pay. Person A worked harder every year. Person B learned how credit worked, how business worked, and how money moved. 10 years later, person A was still working hard. Person B had options. What changed? Not effort, not intelligence, understanding. The truth about wealth then, wealth is not about doing more. It's about doing the right things in the right order. That's why people who understand credit, business structure, money flow, mindset seem to move easier through life. They're not lucky. They are aligned. Believe, the first shift. Let's talk belief. Many people believe money is hard, wealth is rare, success is for others. Those beliefs create fear. Fear creates stress. Stress creates bad decisions. You don't rise to what you want. You fall to what you believe. When you believe and your belief changes, everything changes. Then feel why emotions matter. Your feelings guide your actions. If you feel scared, you rush. If you feel desperate, you settle. If you feel calm, you choose wisely. Wealth grows in calm energy, not panic. And trust me, look at your life and you'll be able to see it. That's why detachment matters so much. Detachment doesn't mean you don't care. It means you trust the process more than the outcome. Then there's act. Small, start with smart moves. You've got to start with smart moves. Action without understanding leads to exhaustion. Action with clarity leads to results. Small actions done consistently inside the right system win every single time. That's how wealth is built. And let me give you another story when I saw the pattern. Years ago, I noticed something. The people who kept winning weren't always the smartest, but they all had clear systems, strong belief, emotional control. They didn't chase money. They positioned themselves to receive it. Why? Credit is a system. Credit is not about borrowing. Credit is a trust score. When you understand the system, money costs less. Doors open faster. Stress levels go down. When you don't, everything feels expensive. Everything feels heavy. Same world, different system. Why? Business is a system. A real business is not a job. It's a structure that makes sense to banks, makes sense to partners, makes sense to money. Most people are working in something they call a business. Wealth comes from owning systems, not just tasks. Why? Life is a system. Your habits are a system. Your thoughts are a system. Your reactions are a system. If life feels hard all the time, it's not because life hates you. It's because the system needs adjusting. Now, detachment, the final key. Detachment means you do the work. You trust the timing. You don't force outcomes. Forced money leaves fast. Aligned money stays. When you stop chasing and start aligning, life meets you halfway. So what's the real shift? Hard work alone says I'll earn it if I suffer enough. Systems say I'll receive it because I'm ready. That's the difference. What this means for you, you don't need to work harder. You need to learn better, structure smarter, think clearer. Your future does not depend on effort alone. It depends on alignment. Now, if hard work built wealth, most people would already be rich. But wealth comes from understanding how things work together. Credit, business, life. When those three align, success becomes natural. If this message helped you see things differently, do me a favor, like the video, follow for more relevant insights. Everything I share is designed to help you build a successful life with clarity, peace, and purpose. You don't need to force success. You just need the right system. You be blessed. I look forward to talking to you again real soon. To your success.